Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Super Sam 7, and today I am looking at Spider-Girl, The Complete Collection, Volume 3. This is the cover. It comes with the Kingpin is standing behind her. I think that is who it's supposed to be. I just read it, but it could have been another guy. Because a lot of this is during the sort of a gang war between the Kingpin and this new guy called Canes. This volume collects Spider-Girl, issues 33 to 50. And yes, that is Scarlet Spider on the back, or his costume at the very least. $45 is what the side of it looks like, just like the other one. Again, it's assumed this will be the Epic Collection Volume 3. So let's open it up and just flip through. This is what Volume 1 looks like. On the very back it has Volume 2. There's a lot in here. I actually read this probably the fastest one I've read. There's certain new Spider-Man. So last volume ended off with a mysterious new Spider-Man. That actually threw me through a loop. I first thought that, and this is obviously like spoilers just like the other ones, that a new Spider-Man was going to be Felicia Hardy's son. But I mislooked. And it was actually the son of the first Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew. He had a condition, and using the same experiment that saved Jessica Drew's life from what the High-Level Evolutionary did to her in the comics, she decided to do the same thing to her son, and she did save his life, but he's dying faster. But now he has spider powers, just like Spider-Man, his hero. Anyway, there's also this guy called Dr. Nobody. Yes, he reminds me of that Spider-Man villain called Dr. Noah Body from this 1967 cartoon. I think it was only in 2 episodes. It was probably inspired by him. He can now, I've not read Volume 1 apparently, he's probably in Volume 1. He can go intangible, like people can fly through him as you see right here. And Raptor is actually a hero now. She fights on the side of good. Even though at the end she gets put in jail because of her previous crimes. There's Dark Devil, the Spider-Man, and they all can't stop him from, he was trying to assassinate the lawyer. Normie Osborn's lawyer, or I don't know who it was. Oh yeah. Anyway, then Funny Face and comes back, and it's revealed that he has a mom. His mom is called Angel Face. She used to fight Dark Devil, I guess. It's kind of hard getting in, picking this up at Volume 2 and 3, not reading Volume 1 to see if there was a lot of context. But yeah. There's a big moment here, kind of a turning point. Oh, and then we get to see Felicity Hardy, Black Cat's daughter, Flash Thompson's daughter as well, but they're divorced. Anyway, and Phil Urich is now permanently the new Green Goblin fighting crime in the costume. Funny Face and his brother, called Crazy 8, are almost on opposite sides of the gang war. Funny Face works for Canes, and Crazy 8 is for the Kingpin, trying to help his brother. And not much with the new Avengers or the Kingpin here, actually, besides just the gang war stuff. It's pretty cool how he's, just typical Kingpin, locked up, he can still control the outside crime world. Let's see. There's a lot more of Return of the Original Spider-Man. He's kind of been, going through, should I return or should I not return in here. But the big turning point was when Crazy 8 gets shot and killed by Dr. Nobody. He was aiming at his brother Funny Face. Spider-Girl pushed Funny Face out of the way, so the bullet hit Crazy 8 and killed him. And yeah, things just get sad, really dark, because she blames herself and things are just completely changed in the underworld. And this is when, right after this is when Angel Face, Funny Face, and Crazy 8's mom, who's in an asylum, gets brought in. Anyway, this whole issue right here is actually no words or dialogue, just pictures, and yeah, really, really good. The back, all the extras in the back actually explain this word per word, what's going on here. Mary Jane is ill, I forget. I guess I could just flip through some more, but I forget some incident happens and she's wheelchair bound. She's also pregnant with a new baby boy. And that's ultimately why Peter Parker decides, yeah, I'm not going to be Spider-Man anymore. The new Spider-Man here and Dark Devil decide to work together. let's see. Then they put together a brand new group called, well, not new exactly, but the New Warriors in the MC2 verse are these guys, the Buzz, one of the Lady Hawks, Green Goblin, Raptor, and Spider-Girl. Although then, after Spider-Girl does something, they decide to kind of kick her out. And what that thing she does is let Funny Face and Angel Face escape if they promise not to commit crimes and go straight. Since she was the only one left standing after this big battle, which all of her teammates were knocked out in, so she let them get away, trusting in them. And of course, that trust was betrayed because they did commit more crimes across the country. One thing I'm kind of like, all the people that she teams up with are really mad that she does this. But it's like, you guys were all defeated and you expected her to do it all alone. Yeah, I guess you could have somehow tricked them to capture them all, but still. Then we get an origin, or sort of a retelling of this Spider-Man Scarlet Spider story. Spider-Man's origin, then the first meet of him and Ben Reilly and him and Kane. Of course, this is Raptor's trying to get out of prison's time. Peter Parker then goes to the Fantastic Five's headquarters, and I don't know if I talked about this much, but there's the Human Torch, and this guy wearing like a chameleon mask is actually a robot created by Mr. Fantastic, who is now called Big Brain, and he uses his robots to do his things, because I guess when, his real body has like a giant head, he can't move, or I don't know, I haven't seen a picture of what he really looks like under there. Make a bionic leg for him that can stick to walls so he can continue crime fighting. Mayday Parker runs into a Spider-Girl, but it's actually Felicity Hardy in her costume that she stole from her locker at school. And they want to be partners. Of course, then she ends up in a Scarlet Spider outfit. Let's see, Kane returns, but it really concludes an issue 3. There's this huge battle issue with this character called an Omega Skrull. Wants revenge. The Fantastic Five, or most of the Fantastic Five, Spider-Man, Spider-Girl, and the new Scarlet Spider team up to stop him. Then all these issues on the edges are black. I don't know if that was a change on purpose. I don't know if it's in Volume 4. I don't think it is. But yeah, Kane is back, and it's because he's going after this girl who was the one who kidnapped Mayday Parker when she was born. So the story is that, if you didn't know, when Mayday Parker was born, Norman Osborn had someone kidnap her and make it seem like she died in childbirth. Of course, this is in this universe. But that was not true, and she was taken care and forced to give to Norman Osborn again, Mayday Parker. But Kane was the one who saved her for retribution, kind of like for forgiveness for his sins, after Ben Reilly, who was kind of like a brother to him, another Spider-Man clone. And they never talk about them being clones in this, just being other people. Anyway, maybe at that, because I don't think at that time in the comics. No, I know for how do I say it? I know for a fact in the comics it was said that those two were clones. So I guess they're just not mentioning it here because it'd be too confusing. He didn't want to tell her the full thing. So yeah, she worked for Norman Osborn to kidnap her and then give her back to Norman Osborn and his scryers during that Gathering of Five story arc. But oh yeah, we learned that Raptor's lawyer is the superhero Dark Devil. Anyway, then we learn about, it's all here. Then they tried to kill her, but Kane saved her. He's back to make sure she doesn't kill Normie Osborn. Of course, the grandson of Norman Osborn, the guy who did all this horrible stuff in the past. So she doesn't believe that he's good or anything. And then we get the final battle between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin, where Spider-Man lost his leg and the Green Goblin died. So we get that finally. And then Mayday Parker's best friend, who I didn't even know they were best friends until this issue, gets hit by a car. It's never confirmed who did it. I guess it's just assumed, right? It's so obvious that was Funny Face and Angel Face because they were driving back to New York. So yes, she blames herself because she was supposed to be there with her. And of course, Peter Parker is back in action as Spider-Man. He tries to fight the two, but his fake leg gets stuck on a wall and he gets knocked out. I don't know, it seems kind of dumb. Wouldn't he just rip the brick off the wall as well? I don't know. So then they kind of tempt the Green Goblin to fight them again, since Angel Face was a Green Goblin villain at first. I know I just said earlier it was Dark Devil villain, but I guess my brain just went for a second. No, it was Green Goblin. Spidergirl goes crazy. Is all about vengeance now and not about helping people or just doing it to help people and do your best not to cause violence. Nope, she's full on realizing you have to use violence now. So she just beats these guys easily. They both get captured. Raptor, unfortunately, I think they both get captured, right? Yeah. Raptor, unfortunately, gets jail time in a big media circus because Spider-Girl wasn't there. And then they stopped the assassination of Normie Osborn. Yeah, she didn't know that Mayday Parker was Spider-Girl. Yay. It's revealed that she'll be back. They're having a boy, and Peter Parker is like, okay, now I will hang up my Spider-Man outfit forever. Wink, wink. Probably not really. Haven't read the future. And then, last page of this volume. Oh, so glad there's a volume 4, and I have it. She gives up her costume. It's like the iconic, it's like an homage to the iconic page in Amazing Spider-Man issue 50, and the Spider-Man 2 movie, and the Christmas episode of the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. Anyway, here's what I was talking about issue 41 and all being silent, and they just describe each page. I thought that was a really cool thing they did. And here's like 3 pages of cover concept art. Alright. This was really entertaining and good. Definitely probably the best one so far. I've only read 2. Say betrayed, but he's just having his Phil Urich beat a new goblin. There's a lot of fun in here, a lot of characters. Oh, not really, a lot more depth. At this moment, it was thought that it was Normie Osborn under the Green Goblin costume. She returns. I think Nancy Liu, the girl with telekinetic powers, who was on the opposing basketball team. Anyway. A lot of it was kind of just about the grief of her kind of being one of the causes that Funny Face died. There's also a lot more about Kane and the Scarlet Spider history. I really like that they did that. Although at the time, I guess in the 90s. And I know this was happening in the very early 2000s. These issues were published, but I'm pretty sure at least. Oh gosh, I hope so. Wait, maybe not. Yeah, they weren't. This was started in 1998. So I like that too. Oh yeah, and I know at the last issue I talked about how like the last half was about how she didn't have any power, so she fought Crumb on a Goblin Glider. But, oh gosh, hope you didn't hear that. Well, I can't see anything. Oh yeah, I do. Oh well, that's me. Oh well, I'm honestly thinking I'll just get the Epic Collection. Well, maybe not, because I'm lazy like that. She's fighting him on a Goblin Glider, then she gets a shock or something, and that brings back her powers. Easily being this new guy who's Spider-Man. His name is Gary Drew, and he stops being Spider-Man halfway through as well. Let's just keep on going. Well, I guess most is the Omega Skrull coming to Earth and whatnot. Well, those teases. Oh no, that wasn't a tease with that was just a normal day. They like saved the world the Fantastic Five like saved the world 5 times in one day. The whole alien spaceship, no one even talked about it, and it was like a comment going on throughout the issue. Anyway, I don't really like Funny Face or Angel Face or Crazy 8, the family. They're almost like rip-off Jesters, the Daredevil villain. So, kind of disappointed in that they were around here so much, Yeah, Spider-Girl and the new Spider-Man just keep bumping into each other, and there's good dialogue with when that happens. Normie Osborn and Peter Parker kind of set aside their differences. Finally, the Goblin Wars officially come to an end. There is a guy here who I seriously still know nothing about, because maybe he's part wolf, because instead of having a bunch of cats on his lap, it's wolves he takes care of in his business. His name is Canes, and he has superpowers. And he's the guy going after the Kingpin's role of the Kingpin of Crime. But I really don't know much about him, not even after reading this. So there's this. He fights the new Spider-Man. Spider-Girl just shows up to take the new Spider-Man back. That's Jessica Drew, and the second Spider-Man, Julia Carpenter. is there, and she brings Peter Parker involved because they know that Peter Parker has some knowledge of who Spider-Man is, and he returns her like, Spider-Man's supposed to be dead apparently. I don't know if they ever guessed who Peter Parker really is. Black Cat returns, but I don't even think she talks to Peter Parker once in this volume, so okay. Anyway, other than that, I really like this explanation, kind of like a retelling of the Spider or Mayday moments of her being born and connecting it to this universe with keeping Kane and the Clone Saga stuff part of it. I really appreciate that. Of course, that's Felicity Hardy. She's just like the Black Cat, no superpowers. I think her mom still has superpowers, though, like the ability to make people have bad luck around them if she's fighting them. If that makes sense? Well, it should, because it's what happened. Okay. Oh, yeah. And we learned that Buzz is J. Jonah Jameson's grandson. And he works for, I forget his name, Randy Robertson, Robbie Robertson's grandson. At first I thought he might be the Buzz, but no. And he's only here in 2 issues. 2 or 3. J. Jonah Jameson's son, that's his name. Okay, with that said, I have nothing much else to talk about. That's not true. Is this like a reference to that moment in the movie? That's not true. That's impossible. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This version I got is kind of used, to be honest. Like, it's always like open like that. Kind of feels like a little bit of water damage. Anyway, doesn't matter. Really good read. Thank you for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed.